House report exposes Brennan. Implausible Putin-Trump 2016 intel. A startling revelation has emerged about the 2016 presidential election that could change how we view the political landscape of that time. According to the House Intelligence Committee, there was no concrete evidence to support claims that Russian President Vladimir Putin harbored a preference for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton during the 2016 election. However, under the unusual directive of then-President Barack Obama, the intelligence community disseminated potentially misleading intelligence reports that suggested otherwise. This is where it gets controversial. The inquiry, which traces back to former House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes, dated September 18, 2020, revealed intriguing insights when it was declassified by Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. Notably, many Obama administration officials privately acknowledged the absence of empirical evidence linking Trump's campaign to Russian collusion, yet publicly maintained a narrative suggesting otherwise. This contradiction raises questions about the motivations behind the dissemination of such intelligence and whether it was politically motivated. The investigation scrutinized the Intelligence Community Assessment, ICA, of 2017, wherein former CIA Director John Brennan insisted on including the now-debunked anti-Trump dossier, despite its reliance on what are described as internet rumors. The report has previously remained classified, shrouded in secrecy, but has now been revealed to provide crucial context about the motivations and actions of those in power at the time. The report defines the ICA as a high-profile product created at the behest of the president, directed by senior agency officials, and rapidly compiled by just a handful of analysts. It indicates that the speed at which the ICA was produced significantly weakened the opportunity to identify errors or misinterpretations within the intelligence cited. According to the findings, this rush to publish occurred mere weeks before Trump was set to take office. The committee criticized the ICA for misrepresenting various reports as reliable sources, failing to disclose their inherent flaws, and relying on vague and unverifiable information to assert that Putin sought to aid Trump's victory. Moreover, the report highlighted that intelligence indicating Putin's indifference towards Trump's election was conveniently overlooked or selectively quoted. By neglecting significant alternative explanations for Putin's actions and intentions, the ICA painted a misleading picture that served to further a specific political narrative. In direct contradiction to the narrative of collusion, reports showed that Russia had actually anticipated a Clinton win, believing she would be a more manageable adversary. This begs the question, what was the true political agenda behind the rush to claim Russian interference favoring Trump? The report even cites a trusted confidant of Putin who asserted that the Russian leader showed no preference for either candidate. The declassification of this report has come amid revelations that the Obama administration, after Trump's election victory, laid the groundwork for the extensive Trump-Russia investigation. Gabbard also publicized documents indicating a fabricating and politicized intelligence narrative that spurred various investigations into Trump's campaign conduct concerning Russia. Interestingly, Obama-era officials have remained silent in the wake of these bombshell findings. A recent statement from a spokesperson for Obama attempted to dismiss these allegations as ridiculous and distracting, insisting that they do not undermine the widely acknowledged conclusion that Russia engaged in efforts to influence the election, albeit without swaying actual votes. This response raises an important point. How could a supposed attempt to influence the election display such a lack of strategic commitment to ensure that the preferred candidate actually won? The implications of these findings compel us to reconsider the integrity of those narratives that have dominated political discourse. What do you think? Are there layers of complexity to the Russian narrative that we might be overlooking? Let's continue this conversation in the comments. Obama denounces Trump's treason accusation over Russia probe political analysis. In a shocking turn of events, former President Barack Obama has been accused of treason by President Donald Trump, who claims that Obama and his top officials orchestrated a plot to falsely link him to Russia following his 2016 election win. But here's where it gets ridiculous. A spokesperson for Obama has denounced these allegations as, well, ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. These bizarre allegations have been making headlines, and Obama's spokesperson, Patrick Rodenbush, felt compelled to respond. Despite the office's usual policy of not dignifying the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House, Rodenbush stated that nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election but did not successfully manipulate any votes. He also pointed out that these findings were affirmed in a 2020 report by the bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee, led by then-Chairman Marco Rubio. But what's really going on here? Trump's remarks came after Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard released declassified documents pointing to what she called politically driven intelligence manipulation during the Obama era. Trump declared, "It's there, he's guilty. This was treason. They tried to steal the election. They tried to obfuscate the election. They did things that nobody's ever imagined, even in other countries." Gabbard has also filed a criminal referral over Obama-era intel practices, naming several senior officials, including former DNI James Clapper, CIA Director John Brennan, National Security Advisor Susan Rice, Secretary of State John Kerry, Attorney General Loretta Lynch, and Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe, as allegedly involved in shaping a narrative that tied Trump to Russia. The controversy stems from a December 9, 2016, meeting at the Obama White House, attended by Clapper, Brennan, Comey, and other top officials. According to Gabbard, Obama directed the intelligence community to craft a new intelligence assessment on Russian election interference, which would contradict multiple intelligence assessments released over the previous several months. Gabbard also accused Obama-era officials of orchestrating a media campaign to push the interference narrative, leaking classified details to